Now, speaking of quarterbacks, speaking of trades, Matt frickin' Stafford, the most underrated player in the NFL, and he has been for some time now. He's finally getting out of the hellhole and black hole and just endless pit that is Detroit. That is Detroit sports. That is the Detroit Lions football. That is any Detroit franchise. And the statement I want to give you with this one now, Alex, is that the most likely landing spot for Matt Stafford is none other than your San Francisco 49ers. It would be a trade deal, of course, and apparently right now the San Francisco 49ers have the edge in this one. So what do you say?
Yeah, I mean, I think I was actually waiting for you to bring up this point before I finished my thoughts on the last one because I think the problem with Aaron Rodgers' trade market right now is the market is saturated with quarterbacks that are
There's a
looking for a new
lot of
home.
quarterbacks
A
this
lot of people
offseason.
I mean, like 5 6 years ago when nobody made NFL trades, like you maybe saw like a backup linebacker get traded for a seventh round pick, like that was the extent of it.
Mm-hmm.
So if there was this like complete no precedent set for trading for a quarterback, or there was no packages made for those kind of players, and you said, if you started making underground calls, Aaron Rodgers is available, like what's your Godfather offer for him? You might have seen a situation where Green Bay goes, we could get so freaking much for this guy that's 37 and might want to leave anyways, like why don't we do it? But problem is you got guys like Matt Stafford, Deshaun Watson, Matt Ryan, all these guys that are still looking for jobs and that are all under contract and are going to get traded. And I think it just saturates the market a little bit for Aaron Rodgers. But to get to this point, I love Matt Stafford.
He's such a good quarterback, man.
I
Put him in the gold.
Put
him in the burgundy.
Here's the thing. He kind of fits the Niners culture. I mean, he's been injured every single year, which is, that's kind of what the Niners culture developed this year. But he's got an incredible arm. I don't think this is the best fit quarterback to scheme-wise because Matt Stafford's more of a shotgun passer, doesn't work a lot off play action, doesn't really have he's never been in a system that calls for a three-down running back that, he's under center a lot of the time, that he's running a lot of play action because Detroit has just never had that rushing threat. And so it would be a huge adjust to him, a huge kind of maybe shock to the system of this is the new offense I'm running. So I don't think it's the best fit from a scheme perspective, but I think if you give Matt Stafford and Kyle Shanahan in a room together, what they come up with and what that offense is going to turn into would be electric. So I'm going to buy this because I love it, but I don't think it's going to happen, and I don't think that it would be the best outcome for both sides, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm just going to tell you right now, as for Matt Stafford, as for the best and most likely landing spot in San Francisco, even given that reportedly they have the edge, I'm going to sell that statement. Matt Stafford is a great quarterback, as we said. Also, I don't think he'll end up on this team, but there's a team out there, Alex. There's a team in the desert that hasn't really been brought up much in these quarterback conversations, whether it be free agent quarterback, whether it be for trades and stuff like that. But I believe we need to put
Almost did it. You almost put 20 in the jar.
Caught myself. Barely caught myself. Almost pulled the John Gruden hat situation right there. But the Las Vegas Raiders should be in these conversations way more often than I haven't seen them in any of these rumors, whether it be even for Alex Smith. Alex Smith is a better quarterback than Derek Carr, and you cannot convince me otherwise. He would be better for that Raiders team. You can't. He's a better quarterback than I'm like John Gruden, man. I don't like Derek Carr. Marcus Mariota might actually be a Wolford situation where if you compare it to Derek Carr, he's probably going to lower the floor, but he's going to raise that ceiling. That ceiling.
Marcus Mariota was the second pick in the draft. Quit acting like he's John Wolford.
Okay, but he also kind of sucked after being that second pick in the draft.
Yeah, but like he wasn't like a below average quarterback. He started.
All right, that's fair.
He started for 4 or 5 years. John Wolford, they pulled off the streets.
I'm not calling Marcus Mariota John Wolford. I'm saying it's a situation where it's either you have a floor raiser or a ceiling raiser. You have one of those two. it's that situation. I mean, John Wolford.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I get that.
It does
I
matter
actually,
because Wolford's better than Marcus Mariota, and don't F me on that one. But the Raiders need to be talking more.
I would love to see Matt Stafford on the Broncos. I
You
think
know,
he would be perfect for that offense.
I really do too.
That's the type of offense he would
Seeing
be
Matt
incredible
Stafford
in.
in blue and orange.
Like
That would look so
you already
good.
have the big tight end. He loves throwing to his tight
The
ends.
only problem
He loves
is
throwing to number one receivers.
the only problem, and I've been seeing this argument, is that, and I understand why you make it, but like some members of the Broncos media have made the argument that to get Matt Stafford, it's probably going to be like a first round pick. The Broncos have the 9th overall pick, but almost you might get better value for. Some people have been arguing that that first round pick, the better value is not for Matt Stafford, but it's better for Zach Wilson. I'm not sure if I
I
buy
don't think
that
Zach Wilson's
because
going to be there at 9.
that too. And honestly, I don't think Zach Wilson, he's probably going to have success. I don't think he's going to have Matt Stafford's success. And so at this point, Matt Stafford's fine. But honestly, a team that really needs to go after Matt Stafford, and maybe the best landing spot for him, is going to be with the football team. Going to be with the football team.
I kind of like your Raiders pick though. I would like him to go there because I mean, he can throw the ball out of the stadium, so Ruggs can be able to run under anything.
Bias, I really don't want them because that means the Broncos are going to have the worst quarterback no matter what in that division. Be it Matt Stafford, Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert. Ooh, you don't want to be a defensive coordinator.
As long as you have Drew Lock, you still have that problem too.
Yeah.
You can put him in any division and he'd be the worst.
Okay. He's not worse than Sam Darnold. Let's pump. No, don't give me that look. Don't. No. He's not worse than Sam Darnold. No.
In a one-game scenario, I'm taking Sam Darnold over Drew Lock.
You're a fool.
And it's not close.
And also, you're just very, very rude.